Finding our seated position of comfort, palms up, closing your eyes, and taking a big breath in, letting it out audibly. Ah. And then pausing and listening for a moment. I can hear an airplane. I can hear birds. I can feel the wind. Just to be present right here in this moment, taking in whatever is around you, noticing and appreciating this beautiful world. After noticing all that is around you, bring your awareness inside. Look at your own emotions. Maybe you're filled with gratitude, or maybe you're feeling sad. Wherever you are, that's right for now. But this will change because we are constantly changing. And draw your awareness to your mind. Make a commitment that these thoughts, the to-dos, the worries, you will return to. But now is not the time. Set them in a box. Set them aside. This is your time. And then bring your awareness to your breath. Your breath is the breath of life. It keeps on going, inhaling and exhaling without conscious effort, all day long, every day, awake or asleep. Notice your breath. And then bring your hands to the high belly, low ribs, where the diaphragm is. And feel as you inhale, your belly pushes your hands. And feel as you exhale that your hands sink into the belly. Allow this breath to naturally happen a few more times, and then we'll begin to control it. And slowly begin to lengthen the breath, perhaps counting to 4 on your inhale, and perhaps counting to 4 on your exhale. And as you're ready, continue nice, slow, deep breathing. Feeling gratitude and joy for this day. and for the simplest of things, like your breath and the sound of the birds. As you're ready, we open your eyes and move our arms with our breath. Inhaling, the arms rise, looking up toward the sky. And when you're ready, flipping your palms out, exhaling, and looking down. And when you are ready, again, inhaling, noticing the scapula rise up your back, moving toward your ears. And when you are ready, flipping your palms and exhaling. One more time. Maybe a little back bend when you're at the very top. Feels so good. Let's go up to the top and stay there. Using my left hand to grab my right wrist. I'm going to inhale and lengthen, lengthen even more, up, up, up. And then over toward the left side on the exhale. Back, center. I'm going to use the right hand to grab the left wrist. Then inhale, up, 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 up. And exhale to the left. Sorry, to the right. Back to center. Switch hands. Inhale, lengthen. And to the left. Last time to center. Lengthen. And to the right. When you're ready, return to center and lower your arms. Let's do a couple of shoulder rolls. Inhale, your shoulders up to your ears. Hold your breath as you pull them behind your back. And as you exhale, consciously feel scapula pulling down your back. Good. Hold it, and release. Shake it out. One more time. Inhale, the shoulders up to the ears. Hold your breath as you pull them behind your back. Exhale as you consciously, deliberately pull down and keep pulling down and together. You can feel that tightness. Good. Hold it for a moment longer and release. That feels so good. I love doing the shoulder rolls. I hope you do too. All right, so let's do a little bit with the hips before we lay down and do our hamstring stretch. So again, the thumbs are going to go into that crease between the legs and the body. The shoulders are going to be pulled back. And if you have your legs forward for you, if that's what you need to do, that's fine, okay? For those who are able to sit crisscross, you're going to get more stretch into the hip area. Here we go. Inhale, lengthen. Keep your shoulders back, keep the elbows back, pull up the pelvic floor, lean forward slightly on your exhale. And then on your inhale, pull back again. Keeping a long, tall back. Inhale, and on the exhale, lean forward. as far as you can go. If it's only an inch, it's only an inch. You're looking for the sensation, the awareness in the hip joint. Continue this motion with your breath. As the pelvis rotates around the femur, it creates that synovial fluid like oiling a squeaky hinge. So you need to do the motion in order to allow the motion. So you start out nice and slow, and you go as far as you reasonably can before you start doing this rounding. Inhaling and exhaling back and forth. Nice. When you are ready, go to your stopping point. Take another inhale. And on your exhale, bringing your hands around, coming down, allowing the rounding, supporting your forehead, maybe with thumbs between your eye, or maybe with a block. You could put your elbows on the floor, whatever you need to do. Round and relax and hold. Breathing deeply in and out. When you're ready, push up to a seat. Now, I want you to notice which leg is in front. We're going to come back and we're going to switch to the other side in just a moment. So notice the leg in front, and then put both legs forward. You're going to lean back a little bit and support your body with your hands. What we're going to be doing is rotating both knees to the left. And then back through center and rotating both knees to the right. And back through center. When I do this slowly, and when I get to that end point, I get a nice kind of flank stretch through here, through this hip area. Are you getting that stretch? If not, push that bottom knee down just a little bit more toward the ground once you get to that edge.
Oh, that helps. Thank you.
Uh-huh. So it's oftentimes our mind as well as our body. If we just do the motion and we don't get the sensation, we're not getting the benefit. So we have to observe and look for the sensation and then find out what is it we need to do to create the sensation. Nice. All right, go ahead and return back to center. A variation. We're going to go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. So this is your Baddha Konasana, but we're going to be a little bit wider than normal, so we're not bringing it in tight. It's out a little ways. Good. And I'm going to lean back again. So this is external rotation. Both my knees are going outward, right? Now, I'm going to reverse that. Bring my feet out and my knees together and push the knees toward the ground. They're not going to get there, but you're going to feel a different sensation in those hips. Good. And then external rotation. Good. And internal rotation, going back and forth. And you can explore this for a moment. When you do this, do you want your legs further out, further in? Do you like your body up or back a little bit? So explore as you change. So, you know, maybe some people prefer to be seated all the way upright for their internal rotation and keep their legs in. It's up to you. I just want you to explore back and forth. As our hip joint can do so many things, but we don't often use it in all of its potential. So we're exploring to see what we can do with this. Now maybe you're going to say, oh, but I want to go to one side. And that's fine. So if I was on the Baddha Konasana with both external rotation, I could take my left leg and I could rotate it internally and then push that hip forward, the left coming forward as the left knee goes into the ground, and I will change the sensation so that I'm getting more hip flexors. Nice. And then I could change, so I'm going through Baddha Konasana again, just getting a little stretch there. And now my right knee is internally rotated, and I can push my right hip forward, right knee into the ground to create more quad and hip flexor stretch. Nice. Are we breathing?
No one's passed out yet.
That's good. All right. Coming back to seat. So I'm in that Baddha Konasana again. Both knees are externally rotated. I'm going to inhale once. And on the exhale, I'm going to be rounding forward, pushing my elbows into my knees, bending forward. You do not have to do this bend. If you would rather continue just pushing upward, you may. If you remember previous instructions, anytime you're in this pose, instead of thinking down, 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 I always think out, out, out with his knees to create space in the bones so that there's natural ability for the knees to come down more. And when you are ready, push back up. Remember I said, think about the leg that was in front, and it was my right leg. So I'm going to take that right leg and put it near my body, and then my left leg is going to go in front. So I'm now in the opposite direction that we were a few moments ago. Again, I'm going to take those thumbs and place them between my legs and my body. I'm going to inhale to lengthen and begin that gentle fold. Only an inch or two is fine. And then inhale up. Again, your goal is to keep that long, straight spine, elbows back, shoulders back, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, like this top half of your body is like a straight board. You're like just shooting the rear end behind you. And then just very gently on each exhale, you lean forward. And on each inhale, you lengthen back up. And when you are ready, go to your furthest point, and from that furthest point, take an inhale and lengthen in that spot. Then as you exhale, round down. Oops. And when you are ready, go ahead and push up to a seated position. Good. Does everybody have a strap? All right. Start, since we're in a seated position, with that lovely shoulder stretch. So you're going to have your hands at about 3 feet apart. And you're just giving a slight resistance to that strap so it's not all loose. Keeping your elbows straight. You're going to slowly raise your arms. And again, keeping the elbows straight. You're going to continue to lower behind you until you get to a point where you're like, oh, there's some pulling, a little sensation, probably in the front of the shoulder area. Then you just kind of hang out there for a moment. You breathe in and you breathe out. You work with that sensation. If you would like, you can begin to walk your fingers a little further apart. And you'll find that, oh, I can go down further, the wider arms. You can move back and forth. You can move all the way up to the top again. And when you're there, you might decide to walk your fingers in, maybe closer together, maybe two feet or so. And you'll find when you do this that you'll get stuck a bit sooner. And you might have a new spot that you're working with to breathe in and through that area of slight pull, slight tension. And it's up to you where you want to move your hands to and how fast. Don't go super fast because you'll see kids do this. And there's nothing happening at this point. Nothing. Okay, so don't do that. You have to slowly work with it and keep your arms straight or you don't get the benefit. So find the sensation and breathe with it.
Where should we be feeling this?
It varies. Sometimes it can be under the armpit, up through the front of the shoulder, into the back of the shoulder. It depends on your body.
Thank you.
What are you feeling?
I'm feeling it in my neck, so I don't think I'm doing it right.
Nope, that's, you're gonna get some of the trapezius there too. It's not a doing it right or wrong. It's where your body is tightest.
Thank you.
Neck stretch is here too. Go ahead and take the strap down for a moment.
Oh, good.
Let's go ahead and do a little bit of neck stretch. Let's begin with just gently allowing the left ear to come toward the left shoulder. Nice. And then take a breath there. Then bring it back towards center. And allowing the right ear to come toward the right shoulder. And taking a breath there. Then bringing it back up towards center. Now take your chin and bring it down to your sternum. Take a breath there. And bring it up to center. Now, when we look upward, think about lifting the chin. Do not drop the head back. Just lift the chin as though it's going out and up. Good. Take a breath there. And then gently bring it back towards center. Nice. Now we're going to combine some of these motions. We're going to go ahead and lower the chin to the sternum, and then we're going to turn it to the left side. So lowering the chin down, and then turning the head toward the left shoulder. So like you're trying to draw with your chin. Once you're over here at your left shoulder, try to bring your eyes forward. So again, I'm turning my head toward the front. My chin is trying to draw outward, almost like I was drawing a box. And then I turn my head back toward my shoulder. And then again, I'm drawing with the chin back toward the sternum. And then lifting the chin. So again, I'm here at center. This time we're going to have the chin go down, over, forward, back, sternum, and up. So here we go. Inhaling, and as you exhale, the chin is coming down toward the sternum. From here, the chin is going to move toward the right armpit. From here, I'm turning my neck so that my chin is coming forward. And back to the armpit. Turn to the sternum. And up. Let's do one more shoulder circle. Shoulders up, back, and down. Shake it out. Good. Okay, we're going to be lying on our back using our strap around our right leg. I've got lots of little ants crawling around here, but they're not on my back. Okay, so right leg into the strap and lying down. You can have the left knee bent or you can have the left knee straight. Straight is going to give you more challenge. Bent is going to make it simpler, easier for you. So when you're holding onto your strap, try to see if you can get your elbows on the ground so you're not pulling with your shoulders. The elbows are down, and just kind of adjust the length of that strap as you need. Push the heel up toward the sky. You do not have to be vertical. It could be out at an angle, but push the heel away from you, wherever that is. While you're pushing the heel away, I want you to think about the hip and pull the hip down. By thinking in two directions, you're going to get a much better stretch. Good. Now you could just hold this while you're thinking about pushing the heel and pulling the hip, or you can pull some mini bends in the knee, pulling the knee toward the chest, and then pushing that heel away from the chest, straightening the knee again. So one more time, I'm going to pull that knee into my chest, and then I'm going to push away, pushing toward the sky with my heel, and thinking about that hip pulling down toward the ground. Do that about 3 more times on your own. When you are done with that, place both straps into your right hand. Take your left hand and place it on top of your left hip. Using the straps to help support you, you can bend the knee a little bit. You're going to open the right leg to the right side. The reason the left hand is on the left hip is you want to push downward with that left hip, which will want to roll up. If this is super easy for you, you probably have your leg down toward the other foot more than you need to. So just move it up toward your ear and you'll find more challenge. When you're ready, put a little bend in that knee and drag it up toward the top and switch hands. Putting both straps in the left hand. You can bring your right arm out to the side. This time we're going to allow the right hip to roll up as we roll across to the left-hand side. Think about your right shoulder. Push the right shoulder into the ground. Are you breathing in and out? And returning back to center. I like to take my left leg into the strap before I remove my right leg. You can decide how that works best for you. And then again, I'm going to have my right leg either bent to make it a little bit less intense or straight for a stronger stretch. It's up to you. When you have both hands on the straps, I recommend trying to get your elbows to the ground so you're not pulling up with your shoulders. Now, wherever your leg lands at an angle or toward the sky is fine. Think about pushing away with your hip, with your heel. Up with your heel, and then down with the hip toward the earth. So bidirectional thought helps you with more stretch in the hamstring and the calf, depending on what you're doing. Think about your toes for a minute. If your toes are pointed, you won't get anything in the calf. If you pull the toes back toward your face, you're going to increase the stretch in the calf at the same time as the hamstrings. Breathing in and out. Bidirectional thinking. And when you're ready, you can start those little bends, bringing the knee toward the chest, and then pushing the heel away while you're also pulling the hip toward the earth. Back and forth several times with those bends and straightens. Watch out for just bending the heel toward the ground. That's not what I'm doing. I'm pulling the knee toward the body. So it's a different motion, pulling the knee in as compared to just bending the knee and we're having the heel move down. So pulling the knee in and then straightening. A little bit more intense. It gets into that hamstring a bit more. Nice. When you're ready, go ahead and put both straps into your left hand. Bring your right hand off to the side, to the hip, front of the hip, and then open the left leg to the left side. Again, that right hip is going to want to roll up. You're pushing it down. If you need to make it easier, you bring your foot toward the other foot a bit more. If you need to make it harder, you bring it up toward your ear a bit. Work towards straightening that knee. Breathing in and out. And as you are ready, returning back to center, a little bend will help. Switching to put both straps in the right hand, bringing the left arm out to the side, allowing the left hip to roll up as you roll over toward the right side. Now you can stop with your leg up in the air, that's fine. Or you can get your leg all the way to the floor, that's fine. Wherever you want to be, doesn't matter. Think about your left shoulder. The back side of your left shoulder probably has pulled up and is rolling over. Push it back into the floor. And then breathe. In and out. And when you are ready, gently come back, release that leg, and sit up. Let's go into a wide straddle. Now, what is a wide straddle for you? It could be a lot narrower. That's okay. Find whatever your wide straddle is. Before we actually, let's try this. We're gonna just flop forward for a second and notice how far you go. With your straight back, how far do you go if you just lean forward? And you're like, okay, that's about it. Because we haven't created a lot of space yet. So let's create the space. If you raise your arms to the sides, now they're not over my legs, they're out here to the side. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna begin following my arm. I'm leaning toward my arm, allowing my opposite hip to lift. And I'm going to be creating space by rocking back and forth. And as I do this rock back and forth, I begin to change the angle of my body. Turn this way. I'm rocking back and forth, and I begin to lean forward. But as I continue this rocking, I'm making the space so that I can rock myself forward further than I did when I just flopped forward. Now, at some point, you might want to take your hands down, and that's fine, but I'm still doing this kind of rocking, making space, working toward that flat spine. And I'm going to start bending my knees a little bit because I think it helps also. This is not a fast rock back and forth. It's a gentle, slow awareness, feeling sensation, again, probably on the inner thigh and the back of the leg. So, working toward your forward fold. If you'd like, you can move your hands onto the floor in front of you, and you continue kind of rocking slowly back and forth. Now, if you want to stay up here because that's where your body goes to, that's great. You don't have to look like me. You have to feel the benefit for you. Find the benefit for you wherever that is. Now, if you would like to, you can have some sort of a prop where you would relax down, rounding, supporting your forehead. And receiving whatever this pose offers to you. Breathing in and breathing out. Each outward breath is a chance to release a little bit more. Each inward breath fills you with life-giving air and oxygen and a little bit of length so that on each exhale, there is release. When you are ready, gently push your way up to a seat and shake your knees, shake those legs. Release. Nice. Good. All right. The time is always flying by. We are close to our meditation time. Let's head back onto our backs. And from here, I'd like you to do the windshield that we did earlier. So this is moving both knees to one side slowly, and then allowing that pause at that end point where you say, take a breath, and can I push those knees a little, half a millimeter toward the ground, a little more. And then you go back through center to the other side. And when you get to that natural stop, you pause, you fill yourself with air, and on that exhale, just a little push with your knees to decide if you can go a little deeper. And again, back through center, alternating sides. Nice. And coming to the center, bring your left knee in toward your chest. Straighten your right leg so it's down on the ground. Just pull that left knee in. Good. See if you can pull your left knee out to the left side of your body a little bit so it's more toward the armpit. Good. Breathing in and out. Now trying to keep the knee where it is. So I'm going to bring my left hand under my calf. It's around the back side of my leg. And I'm going to straighten or work towards straightening my calf up toward the sky. My foot flat toward the sky. You can hold on wherever you want all along that leg. And you're pulling down toward the armpit. From here, I'm going to take my left hand up and I'm going to grab my foot, or it could be anywhere along that leg. So this is kind of a half happy baby, but it's a way to work with it. Nice. So you can get that leg a little bit further when you're doing the one half than when you're doing both without lifting the hips up off the ground. Go ahead and release the left leg. Try the right leg. First, just bring that knee into the chest. Then bring that knee off to the right side of the body a bit. With more toward the armpit. Holding underneath the calf around the back side of the thigh. I can then push my heel up toward the sky. So it's like I'm trying to straighten that knee. Good. Begin to walk my hands up my calf, getting my right hand up to potentially my right foot. I'm going to hang out here and breathe a little bit. And if you would like, you can go into your full happy baby where you're holding onto both of your feet. Your hips naturally will come up a bit. So your goal then is to push the hips toward the ground while you're pulling your knees toward the armpits. But like any baby, you don't stay still. You play with this, you rock, you straighten the leg. Enjoy your happy baby for a moment. And when you are ready, you may extend your legs down. Do any final movement that feels good for you. Maybe it's going to be a roll one direction or the other. Maybe it's just a kind of a twist and stretch. When you are ready, you can find your Savasana. Traditionally, you'll have your feet at about mat width and your arms at about 45 degrees as you lie down. Eyes closed. And simply absorb, listening as I guide you into your meditation. First, I'm going to invite you to tighten your whole body. Tighten your toes, Squeeze your glutes, your shoulders, wrinkle your face. Everything is tight, 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 tight. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and release. Good. Yoga is a process of slowing down the churning in your mind. We do this first by working with the body, the physical poses, the asana, teaching the body to release, relax, and be comfortable so that you can find the stillness in the body. With the body able to be still, then we work for teaching our mind to find those glimmers, those brief moments of stillness. Allowing my voice to be your guide, trusting that all is right, that there's plenty of time, imagine yourself floating on a cloud, a big, white, fluffy cloud that is holding you up, supporting you. It is warm, comfortable, perfect. Your body is supported. Floating on the cloud. The cloud is all you need. The cloud holds you as you float through the sky. All you are aware of is your cloud, holding, supporting your body. And this cloud is part of all the clouds in the world. And all the clouds support all the people who are all floating together on these amazing, comfortable clouds. The clouds aren't completely still. They gently lift and they gently sink, gently rocking, supporting you exactly as you need, exactly as you want. comfortable, floating clouds. These clouds have a great sense of calm, peace, perfectness, and love. In these clouds, all is right. All is as it should be. Calm, love, connected to all else. Know that this sense of loving connection, this peace, calmness, and supported feeling is inside of you every single minute of every single day. And you can return to this anytime you need, simply by taking a breath. I invite you now to return to the awareness of your space, to hear the sounds in your room, to feel the mat under your body, and to gently begin to move a finger, a toe, a shoulder, and as you are ready, to push yourself up into a seated position of comfort. Drawing your hands together at heart center, remembering your cloud of love and peace. The word namaste means the light that is within me honors, knows, sees, and loves the light that is within you. And so we share. Namaste.
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 Namaste.